did it, Coach. We can do this. The Patriots did 27-3.
Right.
We can do this.
Right.
Come on, dogs. Come on, man. We all we got, man. Let's go. Come on. Get it, baby. So put it on the board.
No. You are not playing Kyle Shanahan. Now, if you were playing Kyle Shanahan, more than likely history would have been made. But you're not playing Kyle Shanahan. Nick Sirianni is not that type of coach. He's wild. He's very, what's a good term to use for Sirianni? He's loud. He's very extra sometimes. But he looks like one of these guys, one of these coaches who just like to keep piling up the points. It's like playing Madden. You're up by 30, you want to be up by 40. You get close to 50 and you want to put 50 on. You don't, this whole thing about professionalism is so pathetic. It just makes me throw up sometimes. Because the second you become all nice and professional, team comes back, beats your ass, and then they're talking about you choking. They're talking about you potentially losing your job. Did not a few months back, although the Eagles were winning games, they were talking about this guy potentially getting fired if they lost in the first round? I remember that. Now this guy's a Super Bowl champion. He destroyed Washington, although Washington played a lot better than KC did. He went out and coached a good game. He told Kellen Moore, if you watch NFL films, to basically stick it to them, which that's your job. This thing about letting up in basketball, letting up in hockey, letting up in football, I've never coached like that. If I'm up by 25, I want 50. I'm here to make sure that my job is that my team is prepared, ready to win, and understand, yes, there is professionalism, but your job is to win. There is no such thing as, oh, let's let up. This is not the Kyle Shanahan school of choking. This is the NFL. This is about winning games. So that take that you guys just heard on this special episode of the Aftermath, the Super Bowl Aftermath, is just another example of hopeless aggression. You guys want to have aggression, but it's hopeless. You're not winning. You weren't going to win. I told my wife, if they score, if they go up, if they score again, which they were up 27, I think it was 27-0 at one point, 27-0. If they get that 7 again, it's over. And it was. It was over. It was over. So I don't know. And I've heard a lot of stuff after this game. And I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm a Vikings fan. I'm a lifetime Vikings fan. But I'm a fan of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, they won. It's over. There is no three-peat. It likely will never happen again in our time. It is hard to even get to a championship game, let alone the Super Bowl. They had a fantastic run. They had a fantastic 3 years. 7 years. They've had a fantastic 7 years. 7 straight AFC championship games. Let's calm down. Combine's coming up. Let's get ready for the draft. Another thing I want to address, everybody's like, oh, let's have the GOAT conversation. He's not in the same division as Tom Brady. Tom Brady's never went to 7 straight AFC championship games. And last I checked, it was 10 years between Super Bowls. And last I checked, Tom Brady lost 2 to the Giants, which means Eli Manning technically owns him. And there were 2 Super Bowls he should have lost. Let's not talk about Seattle. And of course, 28-3, Kyle Shanahan. Oh boy, that name seems to be synonymous with Super Bowls on the L side. So, listen, then there's Joe Montana, 4-0, phenomenal stats. Who is the GOAT? They're all good quarterbacks. They're all good quarterbacks. They've all been to Super Bowls. One's been to 10, one's been to 5, one's been to 4. Come on. Different eras, different times. There's no GOAT for me. They're all phenomenal football players. They're all phenomenal quarterbacks. They're all winners. It's just like the conversation with Jalen Hurts. He's been winning since high school. He won in high school, he won in college, and he won in the NFL. He's a quiet guy. He just comes out, brings his lunch pail, eats his lunch, clocks in and clocks out. What's wrong with that? Why is that such an issue to the marks out there? The media, the social media marks, the sports media. Come on. Leave the guy alone. He's a winner. He's a champion. He's a champion. Don't attack champions. And don't even attack the losers, because the losers got there. It's the other, how many teams that didn't get there? Talk about them. Let's talk about the Vikings. Let's talk about Detroit. Let's talk about Dallas. Let's talk about San Francisco. Let's talk about Cincinnati. Let's talk about the Chargers. Those are the teams you need to talk about. Don't talk about the teams in the Super Bowl. You can't. Yes, there's one winner and one loser, but talk about the rest of the teams that have absolutely failed to get to that mark. Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, and Tom Brady are the only 3 people that have beaten Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying, in his quest, in his Super Bowl quest that he's been on the last 7 years. So, and with the Eagles, they had one bad year. Rosen is an absolute mastermind in the draft. I hope Brandon Beane for the Buffalo Bills is paying attention to him. I hope he is. And don't trade with KC again, please, Brandon Beane. Please don't. It's ridiculous. But also, on this aftermath pick 6, I usually don't do basketball. I usually do this on Quick Take. But let me quickly address this whole Luka thing. So he's played 2 games so far, and the 2 games are against Utah. Utah's a dead horse team. They're not going to make the playoffs. You might as well call them just a all-star of guys who are just not going to be there next year. Nobody on that team is making the all-star. And the coach, well, he's still there for now. Danny Ainge, what is he going to do? He's a little weasel, so we'll see what he does. But Luka has played Utah in his first 2 games since the trade, since returning from injury. And as of right now, Luka is 15 points per game, 40% from the field, and a dreaded 4 for 15 from the 3-point line. And last night against Utah, I think he was a minus 19, although they won. Is that somebody that's going to lead the Lakers in the future? I'm just asking the questions. I still didn't understand the trade from a basketball sense, but from the business sense, I totally understand the trade. In a business sense, like I said, I understand the trade. But I'll say this also. Is he your future? Is that going to carry you? Because they're playing Utah. And I mean, yeah, he just came back from injuries, going around, trying to warm up. By the way, Rui Hachimura has had some monster games. He's benefited from this. LeBron is going to be LeBron. LeBron's 40. So if you guys expect this Laker team to compete for a championship after beating Utah twice, who's lost more than 40 games, or 40 games they've lost, I don't know, they've lost more than 40. Or at least 40 or more than 40 games they've lost. Come on. Really? It's going to get tough for them, and I just don't see anything happening with this team. I don't see anything happening with this Laker team. And then, fast forward, you got to build around Luka. You don't have any draft capital. You got some cap issues. I've been saying this before. Jeannie Buss, living off her dad's legacy. Is she really the answer for the Lakers' future? I'm just saying, Rob Pelinka is doing what he can. I can't hate on him. He's just doing with the resources that he has. He's got to take orders from somebody. Tell you, second generations, it usually doesn't look good. It doesn't work out. In the NFL, most times it works out because you got the owners in the government seats, not government, governor's seat. You don't have the meddling owners like the Woody Johnsons, the John Maras, the Jerry Jones. You don't have those meddlers. Most teams actually allow their teams, like the Hunt family who allowed, KC management to do their job. Like the Eagles, they allow their management to do the job. Like the Buffalo Bills, they allow their teams to do their jobs. It's funny, those three guys I just mentioned, losing has been a recipe for them for the last how many years? And Jerry knows. We all know Jimmy was the recipe that he had, and he basically sold it to Kraft for next to nothing. So, well, he didn't sell it, but he basically might as well because Jimmy was the ingredients that put that team together and won those 3 Super Bowls. He should have put Jimmy's ring in a special case and mailed it right in front of him and his wife after they won that third Super Bowl with Barry Switzer. Please. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough from me. That's not quick take. The aftermath, the Super Bowl pick 6. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. Peace.